Marius Sperlich NFT drop is happening in an hour. I'm super excited about this. Unfortunately, in my balance, we only have $707 because I already used up some money for a second NFT, but we are definitely purchasing this, and I'd love to get this possibly in the secondary market. Anyways, if you'd like to hear more about NFTs, if you think they were super duper cool, check out my other channel. Link is in the description as always. And let's get into today's news story. And why do I keep talking about NFTs? Because they're pretty darn cool, and we're not getting that many views on them. So anyways, this video is not about NFTs. Goodbye. I realize that with the NFT market, out of all of these artists, probably 1 to 5% will actually be really valuable in the future, and most of them will go bye-bye. But that's the same thing that's happening with DeFi. That's what happened with ICOs. That's what's happening with a lot of cryptocurrency projects. That's just the way the world works. So most of it's crap, but there's a lot of good pieces. There's a lot of good companies. There's a lot of good investments if you do your research, if you know what you're looking for. And the best way to do it is to explore every single day, because things are happening so quickly that you can definitely make a pretty big mistake, but you can also lose out on millions of dollars in terms of opportunity cost. And that's what Dave Portnoy did today. So welcome everybody. My name is Michael or Kubera. Dave Portnoy. We're discussing about him and Mr. Wonderful for a quick second. So let's get into the news. Let's roll the intro. Some of you might be wondering, well, why am I discussing about Mr. Wonderful? What happened with Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank? But before we get into that, I'm pretty sure you're wondering who's going to win the $700 or so worth of Divi. And that is, we've already chosen. I've already chosen a winner. The results will be this upcoming week because today's Sunday. So stay tuned. It's probably going to be the next video, but if not, it's going to be the video after that. So super big, important news. Thank you to everybody who's participating. It's $700 for free. So maybe you're going to buy yourself an NFT, or you might just cash out and pay for food. That's probably also smart. But Kevin O'Leary, yeah, he was interesting. There was a meme with Kevin O'Leary on the Our Bitcoin community. On a TV interview, he was going head to head against Anthony Pompliano. And what's funny is on Twitter, both of them, after the CNBC interview, it didn't take long for Mr. Wonderful to reverse his stance. Even though he said he would never put his hard-earned money into Bitcoin, he did exactly that. He bought 3% of his portfolio in cryptocurrency. And this happened, what was it, just a few weeks after the interview? And not even that, but Mr. Wonderful changed his profile picture to have laser eyes shooting just like Mr. Pompliano. So it's such a hypocritical move. I don't know why he was so staunchly against Bitcoin if he changed his mind so quickly. Maybe someone from his family, maybe someone who saw that interview is like, listen, let's talk, Kevin, for a second. Come on, come here. They spent a few hours and Mr. Lee was like, I got it. All right, let's put a few percent of my portfolio, which is millions and millions and millions of dollars. So that is pretty crazy. He reversed his stance and changed his mind, and he said, you know what, that's all right. And now Anthony Pompliano is saying, you forbid me to have 50% and you called it all garbage, but now you think 5% is acceptable. Eventually you'll be 50% yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't buy 3%, he bought 5%, even better. Yeah, so Pompliano's calling it Mr. Wonderful is going to have 50% into the future. Mr. O'Leary's response to the whole scenario: I change when facts change. Canadian, Swiss, and many other regulators have done a complete 180% on Bitcoin. This is a game changer for many investors, including me, and that's why he got into Bitcoin. There we go. Man, we have been waiting so long for this. If you're one of the early Kubera subscribers, I'm just getting super tearful about this, thinking, holy moly, I knew that this was coming. It came a little bit longer, you know, we had to wait many, many years, but still, we're here. It's 2021, approaching 2022, and everything is changing. Now, of course, we're going to probably get into another bear market, and it's not always going to be, you know, plenty of sunshine and roses everywhere, and the grass is greener on the other side and all this. But long-term, cryptocurrency and everything that comes with cryptocurrency, governments are changing their stances on this. Banks are changing their stances on this. Multi-millionaires and billionaires are getting into it, and the world is slowly changing. So this is a good thing. Now, to add into all of this, Dave Portnoy, he invested some money into Bitcoin. And he says, I effed up on Bitcoin. Yeah, so Dave Portnoy, we all make mistakes. He certainly made a pretty large mistake, and that wasn't so smart, but that's okay. Dave Portnoy rebranded himself as Davey Day Trader. Oh my God, Davey Day Trader, are you serious? Yeah, so he rebranded himself as that during COVID, during the lockdown, and he bought $1 million worth of Bitcoin last August when it was at 11,500. Now it hit 61,000. So you can see that, yeah, he sold it in a panic 2 weeks after for a loss of $25,000 when it dropped. And then it went up. That's okay. We've all lost money at one point or another, whether you're investing in stocks and cryptocurrency or the next best thing, whatever it is. There's always a way to lose money, and it just comes as a lesson. It comes as a painful experience, just as I lost money and you lost money most likely on one investment. Sooner or later, if you haven't lost any money, I'd be worried actually, because if you haven't made any mistakes yet, probably a mistake will come pretty soon, especially if you're overconfident about any investment, and that's when you should really rethink your stance. So Portnoy admitted on Saturday he effed up Bitcoin, he paper-handed, tissue hands, that's okay. It happens. It happens to all the best of us. I lost out on $1,000 worth of profit by selling some NFTs too early. And this happened within a span of 24, 48 hours. So welcome to cryptocurrency. Things move pretty quickly, either down or up. But even with stocks last year, Tesla went up like 600%. And Portnoy did make up for his Bitcoin mistake with a stock, actually. But before we get into that, he got really into Wall Street bets, where they say, diamond hands, you just hold on forever. Which GameStop, let's see how that's doing. It's 264.50. Yeah, all right, dang, they really pumped it up. It hit 331 on the 10th of March. That's absolutely crazy. So it almost hit at the all-time high. So there's still some people who definitely lost a fair bit of money, but hey, all right. So Dave Portnoy made a video and he said, I want to congratulate all my Bitcoin people out there. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I effing paper-handed sold it. I effing can't take Bitcoin, the ups and downs. I wish I had it. I took all my money and I put it in what I think I know and what I can control. I don't know Bitcoin. I effed up. And that's a perfectly okay stance to be in, but I think a lot of people, if you want to get into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is one of the easiest and one of the lowest risk methods to do it, because if you start getting into all of these DeFi projects and NFTs and you've never purchased Bitcoin, don't get into that, because that's a lot higher risk than Bitcoin. And even though Bitcoin is still moderate risk because of its volatility compared to everything else, it will stable out in the coming decades. But there's a lot of people who can't take it, and that's all right. So maybe you only put a small percentage of your money into Bitcoin and the rest into index funds. And if you feel really stressed out every single time you're trading, don't get into normal stocks, don't get into any altcoins, index funds and Bitcoin, and that's it. And only put in an amount you feel comfortable with, have an emergency fund, have everything paid for. And you should invest, because you're missing out on a lot of potential money and you're losing money because of inflation if you're just holding it. I don't care how much money you're earning, whether it's $1,000 per month or $10,000 every week. You should save money and you should invest money. Whether that's $1 or 50% of your salary, that's all going to depend on your situation. But still, I won't get too scared of this. If you're investing into something, try and find something that's a long-term investment. So Portnoy thinks he knows stocks, and he made all his money by creating a company. So it's not like he's dumb and he has no idea how money works. He made a fair amount. He's a multi-millionaire. He created a pretty large company. But you also have to kind of get a little bit lucky with that. Not every single entrepreneur out there is going to be a millionaire. Some people try hundreds of times and every single business of theirs failed. Had Portnoy held on to his $1 million in Bitcoin, he'd be approaching $6 million right now. Maybe in the future it's going to be $10 million in a few months. Who knows? But he did invest in Penn National Gaming, PENN. It's the betting company that acquired a majority stake in Barstool Sports, which is his company. And that was in January 2020, and has launched a Barstool branded sportsbook app in Pennsylvania and Illinois. And Penn has hit an all-time high. It's going to be added to the S&P 500, and And Portnoy actually picked an investment that did better than Bitcoin. It's up 2,787% versus 966%. And he tweeted, on second thought, I guess I did okay sticking with what I know this year. Diamond hands. All right, so, it ended on a positive note. Not everybody has to get into Bitcoin, although I'd recommend it if you're just scared. Small percent isn't going to affect you. If you lose a little bit, you're not going to lose all your money, because there's definitely some cryptocurrency options that you can lose all your money, whether it's margin trading, whether it's investing in NFTs and you have no idea what you're doing and then you lose your money in gas fees, or investing into a DeFi project that ends up having its code broken. There's a lot of ways to lose 100%, but with Bitcoin, you're not going to lose 100%. But of course, always be prepared. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button on this channel, leave a like, comment, and check out my other channel. We shall see you guys in the next video. We're announcing the giveaway winner pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully you're gonna have an awesome time, whatever you're doing. Maybe buying NFTs, maybe buying crypto, but whatever you're doing, have a great one. All right, bye.